Corn dominates fields, policies, and plates. But it was never the most resilient, nutritious, or reliable crop humans depended on. Long before industrial farming narrowed our food system to a few fragile staples, indigenous growers across the Americas relied on crops that thrived in poor soil, survived droughts, resisted pests, and fed entire civilizations without chemicals. These plants weren't weak. They weren't inefficient. They were too powerful, too independent, and too difficult to control. And that's exactly why they were erased. If you want a garden that feeds you through heat waves, water shortages, rising prices, and collapsing inputs, this knowledge matters right now. Let's get straight into the crops that should never have been replaced. Amaranth, the protein grain corn could never be. Amaranth isn't a trend. It's a 6,000-year-old survival crop that fed the Aztecs and still outperforms corn in nutrition, resilience, and yield per square foot. While corn collapses under drought stress, amaranth keeps growing, producing thousands of tiny protein-dense seeds per plant. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, something corn cannot offer, and the leaves are just as edible as the grain. You harvest food twice from the same plant. It thrives in poor soil, laughs at heat, and resists pests naturally. This is why it terrified colonial systems that relied on dependency crops. Jerusalem artichoke, the underground calorie machine. Jerusalem artichoke, also known as sunchoke, produces massive underground tubers with almost no care. Once planted, it returns every year without replanting. It tolerates frost, drought, flooding, and neglect better than corn ever could. The calorie yield per square meter is enormous, and the plant doubles as a privacy hedge or windbreak. Corn needs fertilizer and irrigation. Jerusalem artichoke multiplies while improving soil structure. That alone made it dangerous to centralized agriculture. Tepary beans, the drought-proof protein source. Tepary beans were cultivated in the desert Southwest long before irrigation existed. They mature fast, require very little water, and produce high-protein seeds even during extreme heat. While corn fails under water stress, tepary beans finish their life cycle and give you food. They also fix nitrogen into the soil, reducing the need for fertilizers. A crop that feeds people and rebuilds soil without inputs does not fit an industrial model. Pigeon peas are, well, both a soil builder and a food crop in one. They actually function as both food and, infrastructure. These plants produce edible peas while their deep roots push down into compacted soil, breaking it open naturally. They tolerate heat, resist pests, and, honestly, provide continuous harvest for months. While corn strips nutrients from the soil, pigeon peas restore them. This crop turns dead soil into living ground, which is exactly why monoculture systems tend to avoid it. Chia, the seed that fueled endurance cultures. Chia seeds were prized by runners and warriors because, just a small amount delivers long-lasting energy, omega-3 fats, and minerals. The plant grows well in dry conditions, requires minimal fertility, and produces thousands of seeds per plant. Corn demands constant feeding. Chia feeds humans directly with almost no intervention. Its simplicity made it unprofitable for systems built on inputs and processing. Groundnuts, the hidden nitrogen-fixing tuber. Groundnuts, also called hopnus, produce edible beans above ground and protein-rich tubers below ground. This double harvest system made them a cornerstone food for many Native American tribes. They grow in woodland edges, fix nitrogen, and spread slowly without becoming invasive. Corn gives one harvest and depletes soil. Groundnuts give two and enrich it. Sorghum, the heat king, is something corn just can't compete with. Sorghum thrives where corn fails. Extreme heat, dry winds, poor soil, none of it stops this grain. It produces food, animal feed, syrup, and even building material. Sorghum roots go deeper. They access moisture better, and, they resist pests more effectively. In many regions, sorghum yields more usable calories than corn with half the water. Mesquite, the tree that feeds desserts. Mesquite pods can be ground into a sweet, protein-rich flour that stores well and stabilizes blood sugar. The tree fixes nitrogen, shades soil, and creates microclimates for other crops. Corn requires cleared land. Mesquite builds ecosystems. A food tree that improves land over decades has no place in a system obsessed with yearly replanting. Wild rice, the aquatic grain of resilience. Wild rice grows in shallow water where no other grain can survive. It produces high protein, essential minerals, and stores naturally without processing. So, corn depends on dry land, chemicals, and machinery. But wild rice, on the other hand, relies on balanced ecosystems and, patient harvesting. Its independence honestly made it incompatible with industrial control. Lupins, the forgotten protein powerhouse. Lupins actually produce more protein per acre than soybeans, and they do it without genetic modification. They tolerate cold, poor soil, and require little water. Once processed correctly to remove bitterness, they become a complete food. Corn feeds animals. Lupins feed people directly while restoring soil nitrogen. These plants didn't disappear because they failed. They disappeared because they succeeded too well without corporations, fertilizers, or patents. So, corn fits machinery, monoculture, and honestly, chemical dependency. But native supercrops, they empower growers in ways that corn just can't. They don't need permission. And that is exactly why reviving them is an act of resilience. You don't need to replace corn overnight. Just start by dedicating one bed or maybe one corner of your garden to one forgotten crop. So, just take a moment to observe how little it asks from you compared to corn. Notice how pests pretty much ignore it, how the soil actually improves, and how harvests keep coming, even when conditions turn harsh. That's not just a coincidence. That's design, refined by thousands of years of real-world survival. This is exactly the kind of knowledge that nature's blueprint exists to protect and share. If this really opened your eyes, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Share this with one grower who still thinks corn is unbeatable, and help bring these erased crops back where they belong, in living soil, feeding real people.